Hey, welcome to Fun Friday with Pastor Josh. Fun is something that provides mirth or amusement, enjoyment or playfulness. We're going to talk about what fun looks like today and maybe even get into some fun on this edition of Fun Friday. Hey, so today for Fun Friday, let's talk about the book that I just got done reading. I know a couple weeks ago I posted that I was going to read this book, Goodbye Chicken, Hello Dove by Tim Enlow, and I just finished reading it this last week, and it was good. It was really, really good. Basically, the premise of the book, it talks about the Holy Spirit. It looks at the Holy Spirit in the Old Testament and in the New Testament and the connections. Believe it or not, there's a lot, and Pastor Tim talks about a lot of the connecting points and a lot of the similarities, a lot of the patterns and practicalities of the Holy Spirit from Old Testament to New. He talks about the differences. He talks about how the Holy Spirit operates. He also talks at length about baptism of the Holy Spirit and what that looks like. He talks about the difference between the chicken and the dove and how the Holy Spirit, some of the misconceptions that we've had, some of the ways that we've misappropriated the work of the Holy Spirit versus how he actually operates. And so it is a really good book. It also has a lot of ways, it talks through baptism of the Holy Spirit. Maybe if you're struggling with the baptism of the Holy Spirit and how to receive the baptism of the Holy Spirit and what that looks like. This is a great book to read. I would highly recommend that. Goodbye Chicken, Hello Dove by Tim Enlow. The next one that I'm looking at jumping into is this book from Mark Batterson called Double Blessing, How to Get It and How to Give It. And I'm looking forward to reading this one. It might sound a little strange, the tagline. It almost sounds a little bit prosperity gospel driven, but I know Mark Batterson and his writings, and he usually gets you with kind of a clinching little curiosity tagline, and then he explains it, and he explains it pretty well. So I'm looking forward to that. He's usually a pretty easy read to read through, and so hopefully that one won't take me long. I can give you a review here in a couple weeks. Well, having said that, I want to just share a couple other fun things today. I am a sports junkie. I mean that in the most non-addictive way that I possibly can. What I mean by that is that I've always loved sports. Especially my favorite sport is basketball. I'm a LA Laker fan, have been my whole life. I think I was pretending to be a Chicago Bulls fan during the time of Jordan, but when Jordan left, I realized that I was just a Michael Jordan fan. But I've always loved the Lakers, and so I'm really excited for where we are as a team right now. So we'll just pretend like this is ESPN for a minute, and I'll just give you my analysis. I really love where we're at right now. I think our team is really clicking and whatnot. However, the season is kind of at a standstill, which is really a bummer. Selfishly, I guess, it's a bummer because I'm pretty sure the Lakers would have taken the title this year. I'm pretty sure, and it's been a long time since we've been in that spotlight. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but obviously I know it was the right call to make. So I'm looking forward to when basketball gets back to playing and whatnot. So I love LA Lakers, or my team. I still play from time to time. We have a hoop at our house, so Enum and I will go out and play and shoot around, and I still love to do that. I've also taken up golf in the last 10 to 15 years, and I've really enjoyed that, and I feel like I'm getting better at that. We went out yesterday and played pretty well, and I'm not going to tell you my score, though, because, I want to be in my own little frame of mind, so let's just not ruin that. But it felt good. I felt good. I didn't really keep track of my strokes as much yesterday, but it was good to get out and swing the club around, and so really love that. I also love to watch football too, but it's probably not my favorite sport, but I do enjoy to watch it. I'm a Chicago Bears fan, and I'm a Florida Gators fan when it comes to college sports. But all right, so having said that, that's all cool. I wanted to let you know some of those very important things. Maybe not, but gives you a little insight into me and some of the things that I enjoy. Last I believe it was a couple weeks ago, I shared about our favorite TV show that we really like watching, MacGyver. But I also want to share one of my favorite TV shows that's no longer a TV show, that's no longer running. But my favorite TV show of all time is 24 with Jack Bauer, with Kiefer Sutherland. That's still my favorite. I think they did great things with that show. And so if you're looking for a new show and you're in this quarantine, the self-imposed, whatever, I guess it's not self-imposed, a shelter in place, I would encourage you to pull out 24. You can find it, I think, on almost anything, Netflix, Amazon, Prime, Vudu, whatever. So yeah, check it out. I think you get hooked, and you'll probably watch all of them, I'm sure. If you need to borrow them, let me know. Trying to think of anything else that would be fun for you to know today. I mean, what's just going to change your life to know? I could share with you my story of we were talking about the baptism of the Holy Spirit earlier. One of the most important parts of my life was Glacier Bible Camp. I've gone to Glacier Bible Camp my whole life almost, and so I remember when I was 12, I went to Glacier Bible Camp, and I had an experience during one of the services, which was most likely the one that is affectionately insider language is called Holy Spirit Night, because we talked about the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and I remember receiving the baptism of the Holy Spirit at age 12 when I was at Glacier Bible Camp. And the cool thing for me too was that same week I felt the Holy Spirit call me into full-time ministry, into pastoral ministry. And so it was a really life-changing week for me as a 12-year-old. I remember that's when I really got serious about Christ, because I'd given my life to Christ when I was 7, but that was the first time that I had really gotten serious about it. When I came back, I remember talking to my pastor, Pastor Norm Christofferson, about it, and I remember what he said to me. And so, Pastor Norm, if you're watching this, maybe you'll remember this, but I remember him saying to me, well, Josh, if you can do anything but that, do it. And I remember thinking, wow, that was not what I thought he'd say. But even to this day, I think as I look back on it, I would still say that rings in my head, in my heart, in my ears all the time, because it was actually what might seem to be a discouragement in that statement was actually a huge encouragement, because I remember going and I managed Taco John's fast food restaurant for several years. I think it was like 4 years I'd managed Taco John's food restaurant in Helena. And to be honest, I was on the fast track to managing the whole store in Helena, and they had 2 stores in Helena, so I was on the fast track to managing both stores at some point. Just kind of working up the ladder of corporate America, and I don't know if that's considered corporate America, but it felt like it. And so, I was working up the ladder and making a lot of money, had the perfect shifts that I wanted to work. And so I just had this perfect rhythm of things that would seem to be like everything you'd want. Christy and I had just gotten married by that time. And I just remember being so dissatisfied with where we were, which doesn't make any sense. If you look at all the things that were going on, we were putting tons of money away. You're looking at buying a house, all these different things. And I just felt like the Holy Spirit was reminding me over and over again that he had something else for me. And so when I recognized that, we ended up getting to the point where we gave it all away to go and do ministry in a small place. And even to this day, that's we're still doing ministry, and it was a defining moment in our lives. But it all started with, if you can do anything else, do it. Well, I realized I really couldn't, that God was calling me to do this. And so because of that, really the Holy Spirit led me to where we are today. And so I guess just be encouraged with that. I shared some fun things with you, shared a cool story with you, a little bit of my life. And so I would encourage you, maybe that's where this podcast is going today. It's a little bit more non-formal or informal compared to the rest of the week. But I just encourage you, be open to the Holy Spirit working in your life. If you allow him to work in your life, he'll change your life. And so I just encourage you with that today. So thanks for tuning in for Fun Friday. Have a great weekend.